Back at it again, back at it again. EK Reelspicy. We're getting to another clip today with Tyrese's ex-wife. And she's been making her rounds and, trying to play damage control and put the blame on somebody else but herself. But in her efforts to show that she's taking accountability, I guess, she throws her friends under the bus. But let's go ahead and get into this clip. Like that.
If I had different people in my ear at that time, I would not have made that decision. No.
Single women keeping women single. What your friends do, ladies, is they take your emotional bandwidth that should be for you and your healing, you and your progression, and what they do is they weigh you down with like an albatross around your neck. They drain you. They see your possibility and they realize one thing. They don't have the desire to do any better. See, it's not as though they can't have what you're on the way to get. They're just too lazy to do the work. This is the mess they do to manipulate you to stay stuck with them. And modern women are blind to the manipulations of their friends because you assume these people are actually your friend. They're not your friend. They're not your friend. They're not your friend.
And after we fought, she would always come back a little bit weird. I'm like, huh, interesting. I said, so let me ask you a question. She said, what's that? I said, say we're married. She said, we have a terrible fight. Who are the 5 people you're going to call? So she gives me the names. I said, okay. I said, you call these 5 people, guess who they're going to defend? She said, who? I said, you. I said, let me tell you who my 5 are. My dad, Dudley, Bill, and I gave the 5 minutes. I said, if I call these guys, guess who they're defending? You. I said, in order for marriage to work, the 5 people I call when I'm pissed off, they have to defend you. And the 5 people you call, they have to defend who? Me.
Exactly.
Wow. Which family should have said what? Listen, guys, you guys go make it work. That man works hard. That man's hey, look at your wife. She cooks. She takes care of the kids.
There are things bigger than
exactly.
Yeah, they give you context.
Yes, so that was the one thing. And then she went and got their 5 and said, okay, now I'm comfortable.
Here's the thing too, man. People put too much on their friends in order to talk them out or talk them into things. I think it's up to the person to realize who they're speaking to and who they're getting advice from. When you even go to them for advice, you know how they are, you know their personalities. And so your friends can say whatever. You have to be able to filter that and do what you will with that information or with that advice that they give you. Whatever response that comes from whatever you tell them, you got to be able to put that in perspective, right? We all have some wild friends. We all have some more cocky friends. We all have some that are a little bit more empathetic and some that listen, some that judge. Whatever their tendencies are, we know who they are and what they do. And so you have to kind of be mature enough and realize what's going on. That being said, I don't advise anybody to tell too much information about their relationship to anybody else, really. I understand some people, they confide in different people to kind of, they reach a rough patch in their relationship. They wanted to speak to people, especially those who may be in a relationship. Those are probably the best people to talk to. But even those people, you got to realize, friends are going to be on your side most of the time. They have the potential to kind of egg the situation on, or say, especially in a woman's situation, let's say she goes to a friend and then she tells her friend about the arguments that you guys have and the shortcomings that her husband has or her boyfriend has, or a lot of the things that they argue about and some of the things that they go through, some of the battles they have. That friend is going to only hear one side of the story. And typically they're going to err on the side of their friend, right? And defend their friend regardless of what they're being told. If you can find a friend or someone who's objective and can think with empathy, help you exercise patience and help you see a bigger picture, and err on the side of you stand in your relationship, and err on the side of you working on it and being real with you, then that's one thing. But still, there is a tendency for people to hold grudges, hold on to the information that you gave them, whether they use it against you or use it against your spouse or your boyfriend or your mate. And it never ends well, right? Because let's say you told them about some things and you were upset and you were frustrated at the time, and now later on you guys patch it up and you guys move forward and you guys move past that. Well, whoever you told didn't forget that. It's still in the back of their mind. When they meet your partner, they're gonna think about those things again, especially if that's your brother, your sister, your parents. Of course they're gonna be on your side. Anything that you guys been through is gonna be fresh on people's minds, and you would hope that those people that you tell are mature enough to move forward with you. But let's be real, that's hard. That's hard for a lot of people to do. They might carry a grudge. They might feel like, oh, now that person doesn't deserve you, and that puts an unnecessary strain on the relationship that didn't need to be there. You know what I mean? Chances are most people just need time away. Maybe they need maybe to talk with themselves, or just have a time to think about the bigger picture. And that might be all you need. Talk with your partner and get clarity on some things and see where the person stands, and then see how you guys could compromise or see how you guys could work through it. And then if you really need counseling and you need like therapy, you need to seek someone who's a third party, who doesn't have the type of connection with you guys in order to really judge. Try to work it out with them and have the conversations. Like that's the therapy, right? That's the way to get through it. It's just to communicate with the person. Keep talking through it, right? It might be hard, it might be rough, it might lead to arguments, it might lead to heated conversations, but take a step back, regroup, then come back again. Take a step back, regroup, then come back again, until it's no longer possible to reason with this person. Now you go forward. But sitting here talking to someone else who is not getting the full picture, he or she is only getting half of the issues and only your perspective, it's hard for them to really help you work through your problems anyway. Often I've been a guy who has been told things from different people, and people have shared with me different things. Now I like to think I am more mature, where I could be objective, and a lot of the times when people have came to me, I said, look man, nah, you stay with her, nah, you go ahead and work that out. And I tend, even if I'm not necessarily, I'm more friends or I'm more closer to one person, I try to still think bigger picture, because I realize that, especially if that person's been with each other, or if they've been together for a while, then they care about them, obviously. And so I know if the person's frustrated, they're coming to me, chances are they're just speaking out of that frustration. And I'm like, man, look, you know what? Take time, think about this, think about the bigger picture, breathe, and try to err on the side of positivity that they could work through it. Unless it's really dire. I don't harbor any ill will towards that person that I've heard things about. Even then, I feel like it's just not worth it. It's not worth putting your information out there, putting your dirty laundry out there. And then, truth be told, once it comes back to your mate, or once it comes back to your partner, that you've spoken about them to other people and people have found out your business, now that's another way where you've pretty much breached the trust that you've had for one another. Yes, sir. So there you go. There you have it, man. That's what I think. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Bang on that like button. Bang on that like button. Until next time, be easy. Gone.